So let's open up the microphone and say good morning, Pat. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I bet you got a few sprinkles this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, a few sprinkles. Temperature's still, a little chilly, 38, 39 degrees. Yeah, a few sprinkles. Actually, a pretty good patch of sprinkles moved through the northern portion of our area, and that would be from like North Canaan, almost down to Sharon. I wouldn't call it sprinkles. I would have called it showers. Definitely showers.
Yeah, and very surprising because it was a warm front and really not depicted all that well. But uh, most of that precip has moved to the south and east, and I think it'll be a partly sunny Tuesday. Lower 60s, which is a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday, even with the sun between that wind, it was just a chilly day yesterday. And tonight will be cloudy. Some showers are possible, down to 50 only. Now, this is the way it works out tomorrow. We have a chance of a scattered shower in the morning, and again later in the day, and in between, partly cloudy. So the highs, depending upon how much sun we get, are either going to be near 70 or mid 70s if we get a lot of sun midday. Thursday, I think it's going to wind up to be a hazy, cloudy day. Showers, maybe even a thunder shower in the 70s, and then showers and windy on Friday, mid 60s. The weekend looks fine. I'm very disappointed because last week, if you recall, back on Friday, when I looked at this week, this looked like it was going to be a sweetheart of a week. It looked like it was going to be sunny and warm almost all of the week, and now it's turning out just the opposite.
Kablooey.
You got it.
Kablooey, I say. Now, speaking about kablooey, that wind yesterday was amazing. It was.
What was so amazing about it?
Because if you got out in the sun and you were protected by a building, it was beautiful. The minute you got away from any protection of the wind, even though the same sun was there, it felt like it was like 30 degrees.
Yeah, as I said, it was a chilly
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a chilly day. There's no doubt about it. It didn't feel like we were in spring. It felt like summer was over and we were headed to fall. But now hopefully that'll take a turn for the better over the next several days. A little bit cool to start the weekend, but then the weekend should end up milder. And right now, the weekend looks dry.
Oh, it's nice though, because maybe it'll make it. Well, last weekend wasn't too bad, was it, or was it? I don't know. I don't remember. I lose my memory about these things because I don't do that much outside other than go out my deck. I go on my.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was outside for a while yesterday afternoon, um, trying to cement some of the cracks in the patio. And while the sun was nice and warm because I was in the sun, when the wind blew, you felt the difference. There was no doubt about it. So the wind made the big difference yesterday. But I did get that done. I wasn't too energetic yesterday. I got at least that done. After that, it was late afternoon. I decided to see what I could get on my Fire Stick, and I was able to get that new movie with what's his name, Jonas. One of the Jonas Brothers in it, Chaos something.
Uh,
It was pretty good. Actually, it was a lot better than I expected.
so you didn't watch that movie I told you about yet?
No, I was trying to. I know I wrote it down. I couldn't remember the name. It's one word. Do you remember it?
Oh gosh, now it slips my mind.
Uh, I just have to look through my papers because I wrote it down, and I don't know where I wrote it. So that's always a problem, folks. When you write it down,
Nobody. That's what it is. Nobody.
it's called Nobody.
Nobody.
You sure?
I'm positive. Nobody. One word.
No.
And
How come I didn't even see that? How come I didn't even see that when I was scanning the Prime movies? I mean, I was scanning all of that to see if anything would hit me to recognize what you had recommended. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
So I'm going to have
nobody.
to do a search then, huh?
Nobody. And the reason it's called Nobody, because that's how the movie starts out. They ask him who he is, and he says, "I'm nobody." And then the movie goes, it's a back-sell movie where it goes through how he got to that point.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nobody. Or as,
Nobody.
when I was, my son Mark was growing up when he was younger, and we lived in Kingston. Whenever we get in the car, he would want to know where we're going. Where are we going, Dad? Where are we going, Dad? And finally, I just got tired after so I used to say to him, "We're going no place." Okay, we're not going any place. So then, when he'd get in the car from that point on, doesn't matter where we were going, he wouldn't ask the question. He would say, "We're going O place, O place." He thought it was O place.
Oh, place.
O
Okay.
place. See the strange things that come into my mind when nobody and O place. They're not connected, but in my mind they are, Pat.
I hear you. Okay.
O place.
I have to see if I have a little time this afternoon. Maybe I could find that and watch it this afternoon.
Just write it down, and you can always put it on your watch list. And then when you get time, you just go to your watch list and you push
Yeah.
play. That's what I do. If I see something that even slightly interests me, I'll put it on my watch list. And that way, if I'm sitting there, I'll go to my watch list and I'll say, okay, you know what? I'll give this a shot.
Right. So this way you don't spend 15 minutes trying to find a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. By
It's
the
just
time you
fresh.
find the movie, you're tired. You don't feel like watching it anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly. You're right. You can go. It's like being on the internet. You can go down this rabbit hole, and the further in you get, it's just you just get more frustrated.
It's funny that you're saying that. I'm thinking about last Saturday night. Went to my friend Michael and Joe live in Tappan. They had, they said come over for dinner. One of their friends brought their mom. She was 87. God bless her. She fell and she hurt the back of her head. So they didn't want to leave her alone. So she brought her with a walker, sitting down, and she seemed very lucid. I met her before. She's a very, very nice lady, talking. And at one point, Michael said, we're going to make the coffee now. And she said, and she didn't whisper, she said, by the time we get that coffee, it'll be cold. And he turned around and he said, I heard that. And she said, it was meant to be heard. And I said, just look at this. And God bless her at 87 years old. They were waiting for their coffee. It's not like us, Marshall.
Yeah.
They're waiting for their coffee. And 15, 20 minutes to them seems like an hour. They want their coffee, and they're not like that. Michael doesn't never ever rush you. There's one course after the other, and he wants you to sit. He wants you to enjoy it. He never feels that he has to rush it, and he doesn't really care what time it is.
Yeah.
If you want to leave, leave. If you want to stay, you could stay, because there were a couple of people who just got up and walked at 10:30. They didn't want to wait for dessert. It was too late.
It reminds me of a story years ago. Jill and I were out to dinner with Katie Gannon and her husband Michael. Okay, and we ordered dessert, and he ordered vanilla ice cream, right? And we all, it was like 10 minutes and he didn't have his ice cream yet. This is the great thing about age. He gets up and he goes into the kitchen of the restaurant, and he wants to know, the question he asked in the kitchen is, are you milking the cow for the vanilla ice cream? And the cooks everybody looked at him, the staff looked at him, and the waiter came out and apologized and brought him his ice. But it was great. He just got up and went right into the kitchen. It shouldn't take 15 or 20 minutes to get vanilla ice cream.
Ice cream, right?
But age gives you this certain boldness that.
Yes, absolutely. You are so right. Things that they wouldn't say when they were younger, they say when they're older.
Or do,
and,
yeah.
And I still don't understand the rush. Where are they going?
But it was great. I laughed so hard because he was just, he had had enough. Everybody else had gotten their dessert, and he just ordered the easiest dessert. Just scoop some ice cream and put it on the damn plate.
You must figure, what's the big deal?
That's exactly right. Oh, gosh. All right. Well,
Yeah.
so see, that's the way my mind works. There you go again, Pat. You tell a story, and all
And
of a
it
sudden,
flashes back.
the
Yep,
file
I know.
cabinet opens in my head and pulls out some file. All
At
right.
least you remember it.
I need to remember the things I want at call.
I know what you mean.
All right. So we've got an okay couple of days. I mean,
Right.
it's at least it's going to be warmer. So there you go.
Yeah, and again, not brilliantly sunny, but we'll take whatever we can get at this point. It's not snow and it's not ice.
And the wind is not blowing today.
That's another good factor.
All right, Pat. I'll check with you tomorrow.
Alrighty, Marshall. Bye-bye.
Take care. Pat Pagano this morning at the Weather Center with a check on our tri-state forecast here on Robin Hood Radio.